He tied a thin thread to a medicine vial and fastened the other end to one of his teeth. Then, he tucked the vial deep inside his mouth, hidden from even the sharpest prison guards. Next, he disassembled a lighter and carefully removed the flint, hiding it beneath his thumbnail in a tiny crevice. He tested it to ensure it could still spark, because when the time came, there'd be no second chances. Back in his cell, Jack looped a shoelace around his right wrist. Pressing his thumb hard against the table, he dislocated it in one swift motion and quietly to the pain. He was doing all this because the next day, the FBI was set to transfer him to a hospital and force a bone marrow transplant out of him, something he was hell-bent against. But more importantly, it was his one shot at freedom. Before the hospital transfer, a police dog was brought in to sniff for contraband. Jack didn't flinch. Instead, he scared the dog off himself, buying time and space for his plan to unfold. Strapped to the operating table, he waited as the anesthetic was injected into his veins. That's when the vial in his mouth came into play. He bit it open and swallowed the liquid. It neutralized the anesthetic, allowing him to stay fully conscious while faking unconsciousness. When the doctor relaxed, Jack subtly relocated his dislocated thumb, slipped free from the straps, and struck. Using the hidden flint, he lit a flame with the acetylene tube, blasting fire toward incoming agents and locking down the operating room. He darted through the back door, snatched nearby defibrillator paddles, and dove into the hospital's clothing conveyor shaft. Using the paddles for friction, he slid down to the laundry room. The hospital was already on lockdown. In the laundry, Jack threw on a doctor's coat, slipped on a disguise, and faked his way into the radiology wing. There, he found a laser cutter and used it to break off his remaining restraints. Still not done, he grabbed an acetylene tank and bolted to the power room. Spraying acetylene in every corner, he was finally spotted. The FBI aimed their guns and ordered him to freeze. But Jack had one last trick. As their focus wavered, he tossed a spark, and the room exploded. Lights were out, and surveillance systems got fried. Using the darkness, Jack covered the prison spikes with canvas and scaled the anti-theft fence into the next building. He grabbed an axe, smashed through a wall, and slipped into the sewer system and escaped.